Hi guys, welcome back
to another episode of Eatbook Vlogs.
Today we'll be showing you our favorite things to cook
while stuck at home.
Let's see how it goes.
So what I'll be cooking today is a smash burger. So I've preheated a pan on medium heat and I've added some oil. I'm gonna dump my onions in. Okay, so as the onions are cooking, you want to season them a bit, add a bit of salt. And this helps the moisture to get drawn out of the onions. So as you can see, the onions have taken on a nice brown color. So that's when you know they're done. So I'm going to transfer this to a small bowl. I'm just going to spread a little bit of butter on the bread on both sides. And what you're going to do is... Shit! Cut. So what I've got is the garlic and the bread, and they're going to go on the pan at the same time. The bread's going to take a nice crispy surface. That's what you want in a burger. And the garlic here is for me to put in my mayonnaise to give it some added flavor. Okay, so it's been around, 3 minutes. As you can see, it's nice and crispy. My garlic's done too. I'm going to transfer that into a chopping board. Sibel cut. So what I'm going to do is to mince the garlic up. I'm just going to add the garlic into my mayonnaise. Babim, baboom. A spoon, mix it. So what you want to do now is to make sure this pan is hot, medium-high heat. So in the meantime, I'm going to season my meatballs. Some salt and some black pep. So as you can see, there's a lot of smoke coming out from the pan now. That means it is sufficiently heated. Drop the heat a bit, add some oil. So put the seasoned side downwards, like that. Okay, both go down. And what you want to do is to immediately press it down. Smash! And add a bit of seasoning on top. So once you see that a nice crust has formed at the bottom, scrape it up and flip it over. Woo! Okay, once you flipped it, add some cheese. So once the cheese has melted, that's when you know the burger is done. Okay, so now that we've cooked everything up, we're going to assemble our burger. 等一下，来宝，等一下。
跑过来。
Bam. Okay, nice. Take some B-rolls.
What's a B-roll? What's a B-roll?
好不好吃？
好吃，好吃。
哎呦。The burger is done, as you can see. It's pretty good looking. Okay. Taste test. I think like why this is one of my favorite things to make at home is because it's very easy. I mean, it's like a Shake Shack burger, no? Shake Shack charges you how much? $11.80 for this burger. It only costs you $4 to make at home. Go make it at home.
Hey guys, hope everyone is staying safe over the last few days. So I've been told to show you guys what I usually cook at home. I don't really cook so fancy food at home. Usually most of the time it's very simple, very easy to eat and very easy to prepare food. So what I'm gonna cook is actually roasted chicken. So the chicken has been washed already. What I'm gonna do is do what I call a dry brine. So that means I'm gonna season it with salt so that the salt draws out all the moisture. Over time, the chicken will be really juicy and the skin will be extra crispy because the moisture is all removed by the salt already. Okay, so I'm using this salt here. It's just a kosher salt. If you don't have kosher salt, you can just use sea salt at home. So I'm just gonna season it, rub the salt all over. It's very important to loosen up the skin over here so that the skin cooks separately from the meat. Some salt inside the skin as well. Okay, so I'm going to spatchcock the chicken. So what we'll do is gonna remove the backbone over here. When I put the chicken like this, then it stays nice and flat. So the cooking will be more even and the skin will be crispier. So yeah, I'm just gonna put this inside for 20 hours. So tomorrow night, then I'll cook it for dinner. Hi guys, so today is the second day. The chicken has been sitting in the fridge for around 24 hours. You can see the meat is looking a bit darker because the salt draws out all the moisture from the chicken. We're gonna make it even drier by removing the moisture from the chicken. So this will give a very crispy skin. We're gonna put extra salt, some black pepper and some olive oil. I also got some pieces of butter over here. I'm gonna stick it inside the breast so it sort of like keeps the meat from drying out. So this is how the chicken looks like. I'm gonna put it inside the oven for 40 minutes now. Okay, and the chicken's out of the oven. The oil is still sizzling. So a very important step when you're roasting chicken or roasting beef or turkey or whatever is to let the meat rest for you know, maybe 20 minutes. So over here, I'm going to make like a roux. So it's just butter and flour. Yeah, so see all this chicken gravy over here. And then I'm gonna add milk to this. Then I'm gonna add water. I'm gonna finish this off with butter. So yeah, this is how it looks like. Doesn't look that nice, but I'm sure it tastes nice.
There's only one ingredient in my favorite thing to cook, and that is pork belly. Look at this piece of beauty. I like the fat right underneath the skin, like. I have a pot of boiling water right here, and I'm just gonna lay my pork belly into it. We're gonna let it sit inside there for probably 5 to 8 minutes to get rid of the impurities, and then we'll rinse it in a cold water bath. So the reason you put it inside the ice bath, right, is so that the pork will stop cooking, and also to get that very gelatinous layer of skin and fat right on top there. I've just pat dry my entire hunk of pork belly with kitchen towel. We are gonna render the fat a little bit. I've got my stainless steel pot on very low heat. We're slowly gonna crisp the skin up and get the fat slowly oozing out. So what that gives is flavor. This dish would fit someone I know very well. Leave the answer in the comment section if you know who I'm talking about. This is my favorite time, so I'm gonna just hammer some black pepper seeds, white pepper seeds to break them up and crack them up for more flavor. Who y'all don't like? People who hot, right? Who else y'all don't like? People who are mean to delivery people. At this moment, I will just be tossing all my aromatics into the pot. So we'll start with our garlic. Actually, this dish is very therapeutic. Eh? Put the garlic on the chopping board. Put a knife over the chopping board. Smash it. Smash it like the person that you hate. And then you toss them in the pot of oil. The garlic's all in. Next, crush black pepper seeds. Dried chili, allspice, cumin powder, and all my secret ingredient spices. Cinnamon and star anise in. Gonna cook them up till they're fragrant. Oh, if only you guys can smell this right now. For the braising liquid, we're just gonna add enough water to cover the top of the entire pork belly. We will be adding light soy sauce right now, dark soy sauce line. For fragrance, a touch of black sesame oil. I'm just gonna stir it. Ah, look at it, look at it, look at it. When it's boiling, we put it down to a simmer and we put the lid on. We want to leave a gap on the lid because we want some of the liquid to evaporate to get a very nice glaze. I'm probably just gonna add this bit of sugar into the braising liquid right now. It's dinner time and the pork has been inside the pot for 4 hours. It's been simmering and it's been braising in the sauces. I flipped it over once to coat it evenly on both sides. This is how it looks like after 4 hours. Shreds of pork belly right here. I'm barely touching it eh. This is not a very hard dish to master. You just need a bit of time, just need a bit of effort to source out the ingredients. Put all of them into one pot, agar the amount, and you get this wonderful piece of pork belly. It is my favorite dish to cook. It is succulent, it is luxurious, the fats contain so much flavor, but more importantly for me, because it reminds me of my grandma and the time I spent with her learning this recipe.
Hey guys, welcome to my humble kitchen. As you can see, I super love Italian food. I love it when my pasta is freshly made. So today I'm going to try it for myself. I'm going to make a vegan, freshly made pasta from scratch. I'm super excited to try this. I've never done this before, so I'm really a bit nervous, but I think I can do it. So let's get to it. The recipe is pretty simple. We just need 3 ingredients. So it is water, olive oil, as well as flour.
Alright, so I've let my pasta dough rest and I've already put some flour on my bench so that I can start with the making process. I'm going to transform these into little thin pasta strips, hopefully. Okay, so I'm more or less done with my pasta. They're all sitting there. I decided not to make too much because I am not planning to eat all of it. But yeah, here are my noodles, which I'm going to roll into a pile and then I'm going to use it to cook later for lunch. So now I'm just twirling them into little nests like this. We're gonna make a vegan spinach and mushroom cream pasta. So I just have to chop up all the ingredients. I'm gonna chop. I'm gonna take a quick break because the onions made me tear a little bit.
So next I'm gonna wash the spinach, and then I'm also gonna just get rid of the roots and also chop up the mushrooms. I already have them in my refrigerator. I eat a lot of mushrooms at home. These can be a little bit expensive, so if you wanna do something a bit cheaper, you can go for the Asian shiitake mushrooms. If not, you can always opt for the canned ones. I've already put the water onto boil, so we're just gonna cook the pasta first.
Once it reaches the top, you can actually just take it out and put it into my ice bath.
Alright, I'm done with my pasta. They're still a little bit chewy because later we're gonna fry them, then they should be perfectly al dente. This is really turning out better than expected. I am like very pleasantly surprised and happy and relieved that it's working out.
Okay, I'm going a little hands-free at the moment. That's because I'm toasting my pine nuts. This is what we'll be using as topping for our pasta.
Okay, so now we're gonna start cooking proper. Gonna just get to it, just cue this time lapse.
So here's my handmade pasta with mushrooms, spinach, and vegan cream.
Alright, so now it's time for me to try my pasta. I really love the pine nuts and the mushrooms. They give it a very different and interesting flavor. I would say this leans a bit more to Asian fusion kind of vibes. I think it's because of the coconut milk and the soy sauce. Overall, I'm quite happy with how this turned out. I'm very happy that I get to satisfy my fresh pasta cravings. And right now, I'm gonna ask my sisters to try this.
Here you go.
Oh, you can eat more if you want.
Okay.
My favorite thing to cook at home would be mala xiangguo, and there are two reasons why. One is because this dish requires less washing at the end of everything, and number two, because it's like full of flavor. It's spicy, it's salty, it's savory, and it's a big contrast compared to usual home cooked food. So what I'm doing now is chopping up all the vegetables, making sure everything is in bite-sized pieces. We need to get ready some aromatics as well. So we have ginger and garlic. I don't really cook Chinese food unless it's really straightforward like this dish, because it's just a whole stir fry of everything in one pot. Now I'm gonna prepare this cognac block. What I love about cognac is that it has this chewy texture. It doesn't really have a taste, it's just all about texture, that's it. If it's not obvious enough, my favorite meat is pork. So same thing, just cut them into bite-sized pieces. Okay, welcome to my kitchen. Now, what we need to do is we need to parboil all the ingredients before we stir fry it up in the mala sauce. What parboiling is that you're just cooking your food halfway, because when you cook the vegetables, the pores are open and they are ready to like receive the flavor. And you want your ingredients to also receive the mala flavor, not only plain water. Okay, with a pan, we'll stir fry the garlic first. Okay, not too much, I don't want to die. Now we're going to dump the pork in. And I'm also going to add in the ginger for a cleaner taste. I think this pan is too small, so let me transfer it into a guo instead. Okay, now I'm going to add in the rest of the ingredients. I forgot my prawn paste. Bless. Okay, I think it's ready. I'm going to portion them out into 3 Tupperwares. So I added peanut bits as well as spring onion for more flavor. Let me give this a try. The konnyaku is not fishy, which is great. The vegetable absorbs the mala taste. And this is 小辣 level, which is great because if you go anywhere above 中辣, right, all you taste is the spice. I think this dish is easy to whip up, it's foolproof, and it's good because you can cook a whole pot, put the remainder in containers, and then heat it up when you're hungry again. Try out the mala xiangguo recipe, okay? And then tag us. I will personally repost it. What is your favorite dishes to cook at home? Let us know in the comment section down below. And thank you for watching this episode of Eatbook Vlogs. If you love videos like this, you can catch more over there. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye!